All right, guys, welcome to Upper Body Prep. Okay, today we're going to go through some shoulder flexion stuff, more obliquely today. So, not straight up, not out. So, we're going to go more in an oblique angle today. We're just going to see what we got. We're going to run through all the different positions like we've been running through. We're going to continue to do that. Once we're done, we're going to go through some exercise stuff and then come back and recheck range on each side. All right. So as we go through this, just kind of take note. Again, if one side feels worse than the other, make sure you're staying within a range that actually feels good so that there's no cracking, popping, no pain associated with the motion. So if you have to limit your range on one side versus the other, make sure you do that. So we're only going through the positions that we can actually control and that feel good to us. All right. So as we do this, just keep a good idea in the back of your head of what positions feel good to you, as well as maybe what positions, when we change orientation to gravity, feel better than others. All right. So everything that we're going to do today is more unilateral, so that you can really start to feel right to left how things feel. And again, make sure you're listening to your body. All right. So first things first, we're going to stand feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to bring my thumb out to the side. We're going to come out about 45 degrees. So think of it as in the front, at the side, about 45 degrees, thumb up, just with the right arm to start with. And we're just going to bring it all the way up into shoulder flexion and back down, nice and controlled. All right. So as we come all the way up, just exploring what you have. Don't try to jam it any higher than it wants to go. Just whatever you got, nice and easy. All right. Hopefully there's no cracking, there's no popping going on. Perfect. Let's go to the other side. Thumb up. We're just driving out. Again, about 45 degrees out, so almost like where your pocket would be if you have pants on with a pocket. Okay. It's right at the beginning of that pocket, just straight up, straight down. Let's get a couple more of these. Perfect. Now, let's just see how it feels with both. So thumbs out, okay, 45 degrees again. We're just going to bring both of them up and just see whether or not, as you do both, does it feel like they're equal? Does it feel like you have the same motion you had when you were doing it unilaterally? Or maybe you have a little bit less? Just take a note of that, okay? Cool. Now, normally we go to seated, but we're going to kind of do this prone thing a little bit different, okay? Seeing as though that I don't want to go all the way into shoulder flexion, just pull up. We're going to take this orientation, and what I'm going to have you do is one of two things. You're either going to bend over at the waist, and again, we're going to go out 45 degrees, or if you need to, you can get on all fours, okay? Take the thumb out, and from here, lift out. So if this is easier for you to get into that position, you can go on all fours, or you can flatten your back, bend over, thumb out 45 degrees, and we're just bringing it straight out. Okay. Try to keep that chest like parallel to the floor so that we're not up here. Okay. I want to really bury my chest, get it parallel to the floor, and work through the range that I got. Perfect. Then we're going to switch it up, thumb up, 45 degrees out. Perfect. Now, if you're on all fours, this one's going to be very, very difficult to do. But if you're not and you're standing, okay, we can flatten our back, thumbs out again in both. Perfect. All right, now we can take a seat. All right, feet out in front, setting up nice and tall. If you got a chair, go ahead and use a chair. Whatever's most comfortable to you. I don't have a chair or a bench next to me, so I'm just gonna sit on the floor. Again, I'm gonna take my thumb straight up. I'm gonna come out like my foot straight ahead, hips straight out to the side. I'm gonna go about a 45-degree angle, starting with the right arm, and I'm just gonna lift. Sit nice and tall. If you need to, bend your knees a little bit more. Take some of that pressure off your back. Couple more. Perfect. Other side, thumb up, 45 degrees out. One more. Perfect. All right, let's go sideline. I'm gonna start on my left side. Legs would be straight, okay? This is the same thing. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come across here and I'm gonna come out. So I'm still coming up at this 45-degree angle and out with my thumb up, okay? Just seeing what you got. Let's get one more. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna flip over to my right side. Thumb up again. I'm just bringing it out. Again, trying to make that 45-degree angle. I'm not straight up, straight down, or out to the side, but I'm kind of cutting it in half. One more. Perfect. Let's flip over on our backs. Okay. I'm going to keep my thumb up from here. I'm going to bring it out and up 45. Out 45. Can you get your thumb to the floor? Maybe some of you can get the side of your hand all the way to the floor. You can. Take it all the way to the floor, give it a little bit of shove into the floor. Get one more of these. Good. Switch it up. .45 degrees. Think about driving the thumb down. One more. Perfect. Then from here, we're going to take both and really drive it down to the floor. Again, if you can get the sides of your hands up there all the way to the floor, that's awesome. I can get part of my fingers down there. Perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and stand up. Okay, so from here, if you had some trouble with the right or the left, or you felt like the right side was a little more limited than the left, then what I want you to do is I'm going to have you bring your hand, bring it all the way up. So now that you see it's 45, and slowly bring it back down, okay? Bring it up and slowly bring it back down. So this is only if you felt like your right or left side was a little bit limited compared to the other side, okay? So if it was my right that was limited, then I'm gonna do these, where I'm just lowering my shoulder, okay? So I come up, extend, lower. Now, if you did not have a limitation in shoulder flexion standing, then you're either going to grab your band, okay, and we're going to go out 45 degrees with the band for 15-ish reps, okay? We want to try to get that 15 to 20. Or if you've got a plate, or if you've got a dumbbell, or you got a can, whatever you got, we're going to go thumb out, and we're going to bring it out to the side, just like that, okay? So I want you to go through one of those two exercises depending on how you felt. We got to get those exercises on both sides, okay? So let's say, for example, the right side, we're working through this. So we still want to get 10 to 15 where we're just lowering, okay? But then on the left side, if the left side felt great, grab your band or grab your plate and let's hit our 15 to 20 reps normally with the band or the dumbbell, okay? So let's make sure that we're all on the same page here. Is everybody doing okay with that?
I didn't feel any limitation, but the left side was harder to control coming down.
If it's harder to control, then I would definitely go through the eccentric stuff and not the band or the dumbbell stuff on that side.
Okay, so eccentric meaning just
yep, lift the arm up and then slowly bring it down.
Okay, so you're lifting it straight up and then slowly bringing it down at the angle?
Nope, I'm lifting it kind of up and out to the angle and then slowly bringing it down through that angle.
Thanks.
Yep. Cool. Awesome. All right, so we've got that one. All right, so that's the standing one. Now let's go back through the prone one, either quadruped or bending over, okay? So again, if I was bending over and I felt like my right side was a little bit tougher than my left, or vice versa, doesn't matter, okay? So if you had a left limitation on this one, the only difference would be the left one, you would reach out, slowly bring it down. Bring the arm in close, reach out, thumb up, slowly bring it down. Now, if it felt okay with both, okay, and they both felt equal, then we'll take our band here, we're gonna bend over and we're just going into this oblique angle shoulder flexion. Or take our plate, okay, and straight out to the side. So if you had a limitation on the right side or the left side, remember, we're extending, slowly bringing it back down. So if I was on all fours, it would be the same exact thing. I'm gonna extend out, slowly bring it down, extend out, slowly bring it down. If I'm on all fours, it's gonna be a little tougher to do with the band. I can do it, okay? So basically all I would do is put the band on my foot here, and I could still do it with the band, okay? Or take your can, thumb up, bring it out 45 degrees. All right, so let's go through that. If you're limited, let's make sure we're getting about 10 of the eccentric. And if you're not limited on either side and it felt good both sides, let's try to get 15 to 20 reps on each side. Making sure the thumb stays up. And we're really just exploring how much we have. All right, everybody looks pretty good. Make sure you keep those abs nice and that trunk nice and tight so you're not losing your back when you're bent over. Perfect. Ryan, you getting a little stiff leaning over like that? All right. So we got the standing, we got the prone, okay? So let's go to the seated position, okay? Again, you can grab a chair if you have a chair, feet are out in front from here. Again, if I was limited in shoulder flexion on the right side in this position, okay, this is the one where I'm going to extend out and I'm going to slowly bring it down. I've got 10 reps of this. Slowly bring it down. On the side that wasn't limited, I can take my band here, right? And I can hold it and I can extend up. Or if I've got my dumbbell, which I got one right here, you can stay nice and tall. I'm just up 45 degrees and I'm getting 15 to 20, okay? So let's work on that. If you're limited right to left, if you're limited, it's the reach. Slowly bring it down. We got 10 of those, okay? If you're not limited on either side, let's make sure that we get 15 to 20 reps on each side. Let's just see how everybody's doing. Looking good, looking good. Make sure we're getting as far as we can with no discomfort, all right? Especially up at the top. When you get to the top, really control those last couple degrees so that we're not getting to the top and like really jamming the top. Really just get to the top and explore where that in range is. So really want to control the last like 5 to 6 degrees, not only into it, but out of it as well. All right. Cool. Everybody's looking good. All right. Perfect. All right. So we got 3 positions down, 2 positions to go. So let's start sideline, which is our next one. Okay. Now, again, if I'm sideline and I'm on my left side, okay, that means I was doing my right arm. I felt like my right arm was just really, really difficult to get up this way, okay? Then let's just really concentrate on as we come up, we want to really lower it under control. So the same thing, come up 45 and slowly bring it down. This is if I was limited on this right side. If I wasn't limited at all, then I can take my dumbbell here with my thumb up and I can bring it out 45 degrees. Or if you got your band, okay, some people are using bands. So I can take my thumb here and I can straight up, straight down with my band. Okay, so let's go over that again. If you are limited on the right side, you're reaching up, slowly letting it come back down. Reaching up, slowly let it come back down. Okay, If you weren't, let's take our band and or dumbbell, okay? If you got your band or your dumbbell, you're hitting 15 to 20 reps on each side. If you were limited on that right side, then you've got 10. We're gonna hit that. You're only working the eccentric, okay, on the side you're limited. Then when you flip over to the other side wasn't limited. You're hitting your 15 to 20 reps with either your band, dumbbell, or just your hand, okay? Good. Just want to make it nice and easy. It's interesting just how like the different orientations can make things either a lot easier or a lot more difficult, depending on what's going on with your shoulder. All right, everybody's looking good. Awesome. I think we're just about wrapped up with most everybody. So last position here, supine. So we're laying on our backs this time. Okay. Thumb up. And again, if I felt like my right side was limited here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach up. So notice how like instead of coming from my hip, I'm just coming straight up, thumb down, and I'm slowly bringing it down as far as I can. And instead of pulling back up, I'm going to bend my elbow, keep my arm close to my body, and bring it back to my body. I'm going to extend straight up. I'm going to slowly control the down. And then I'm going to bend my arm and I'm going to bring it back. So I'm not coming from this fully flexed position back to my hip, okay? I want to bring my arm straight up. I want to slowly lower the shoulder. Then I want to bend my arm and bring it straight back to the starting position, which is straight up from my body, okay? That is if the right side was limited, okay? If the right side was limited, this is what we're doing, 10 of these, okay? If it was not limited, you can take your dumbbell, okay? And we can go out 45 and back up. Or if you're one that's got their band, okay, and take my band here, and I can go straight out 45 degrees. Okay, we're going to try to hit 15 to 20. If there was no limitation in motion on both sides, if there was a limitation in motion, you're doing the eccentric 10 times on the side that you were limited, and then 15 to 20 doing either your arm or the band or a dumbbell for 15 to 20 reps, okay? Good. Looks like everybody's doing pretty well. This one you really got to control, especially with the dumbbell. If you start going too fast, like the inertia of that dumbbell will really drive your arm to the floor pretty fast. So just really control that dumbbell if you're using a dumbbell. With the band, it kind of tails off, so it's not really driving you into that shoulder flex position as much as a dumbbell is. So just be careful if you're using a dumbbell on this one. Cool. Looking good. All right. Now that we've went through all of our positions, let's go back through and just reassess how our shoulder's moving, okay? So we're gonna start standing, all right? We're gonna start with the right side again, thumb out about 45 degrees, and we're just bringing it up. Just nice and easy, as far as you can, okay? Under control with no pain, no discomfort. Let's get one more. Perfect. Let's go to the left side. Just bringing it straight out. Perfect. Let's go bent over, thumb out, and then straight up. Or if you prefer being on all fours, thumb up, and we're just going straight out. Perfect. Switch it up. So I'm going to go back to standing. I'm going to bury my chest. Awesome. Let's go sideline. I'm going to start on my left hip. Thumb up again. I'm just going to bring it out 45 degrees. Good. And I'm going to flip it over on my right hip. And 45 degrees. Last one. Perfect. And then I'm going to flip over on my back. Start with the right, 45 degrees. Perfect. Left. Awesome. And let's finish up with seated. All right. You guys think I forgot about that one? All right. Nice and tall. If you want to, sit on your chair, thumb up 45 degrees, and we're just bringing it up. Good. And the other side. Perfect. All right. All right, guys. So just to recap, as we go through these different positions, all right, what we're looking for is just symmetrical motion, right to left. You're comparing to yourself, okay? If you were limited on one side, you can do extra work with either the eccentric, okay, which is the easiest way to go about trying to regain some eccentric strength, and hopefully that translates into some better motion. If you get better motion, that next time through, you can actually add either a light resistance with a dumbbell or a band. Go through about 10 or 12 reps and see whether or not you're able to maintain that motion or not. All right. Maybe that's in just one of the 5 positions that we get in that you have to do that with, but it's a nice tool to be able to go back and see, if I add some resistance afterwards, does it feel better for me? Okay. Also, just make sure that we're really staying in tune with how our bodies are feeling. Okay. Even if you can get to that motion, but it just doesn't feel as good as the other side, pay attention to that stuff. All right. Don't push through. If you have to do some of the reinforcement stuff, do the reinforcement stuff. It'll help. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed the upper body prep today. On Thursday, I will catch you guys again. Thursday, we'll do a little more of a circuit type, more exercisey based process. I think that, going through a different motion and then also adding some exercise on Thursday has been a good combination. If you guys want to stick with one or the other, just let us know. But I think it's a good combination, hitting a little bit of both. And we'll do that. We'll go through a range, and then we'll hit more of a traditional exercisey type of circuit, maybe 2 to 4 rounds, depending on what we're doing, and we'll see how you feel afterwards. All right. So again, thanks for joining us today. If you missed us, you can always catch us on our YouTube channel. This will be uploaded this evening if you want to go back and rewatch it, or if you want to rewatch it some other time. Check it out at Body Activation LLC. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you can get all the notifications from when we're uploading videos that we continuously do on a daily basis. So until Thursday, guys, hope you have a good one, and I will see you later.